Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a bit different to what I usually do. This video is going to be more serious because today is October 10th, and if you didn't know, October 10th marks Mental Health Awareness Day. And I myself suffer from a mental health disorder. I suffer from anxiety and panic attacks. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to tell you my experiences, how I cope, and hopefully I can help some of you guys. So let's start with some statistics. 1 in 4 people will experience a mental health problem in the course of a year. It is estimated that approximately 450 million people experience a mental health problem worldwide. Now that is a lot of people. So why is this subject so taboo? I don't know. But myself and others are here to try and change that. Everyone experiences anxiety when they sit a test, go for an interview, or go do something that they're not very comfortable with. But it also, if you didn't have anxiety, you'd be dead. Because anxiety will help you when you're being chased, if you're about to be hit by a car, and any other danger. What anxiety is basically, have you ever heard of the fight or flight response? That is when adrenaline is released into your body when your body senses danger. So say you're going to be hit by a car. The adrenaline is released, it causes all sorts of physical symptoms, making you feel sick and hot, but what that's doing is preparing your body to either fight it, so stay there, or run away. That is normal for everyone to experience. But those with anxiety disorder have it a bit different. They will feel the same way with tests, being hit by a car and so on, but their body detects threats when it's not actually there, if you know what I mean. It's a bit confusing, but if you suffer from an anxiety disorder, you'll completely understand what I mean. So now I'm going to talk about my experience, and hopefully some of you can relate. I know that you're not alone and it's going to be okay, because I'm okay and I suffer too. So where did my anxiety begin? I went through a series of unfortunate events in 1 year, and I was fine while they were happening, but after it all calmed down, something wasn't right, if you know what I mean. I was crying all the time, I got depression first, but I'll do another video on that. I didn't want to do anything, I just felt stuck. And then a few months later, I was going to school on my way, and I felt like really sick and dizzy and horrible, and I started crying, so my mum took me home again. But I didn't want to miss out on school, so halfway through the day when I was feeling a bit better, I went into school. But I wasn't feeling better because my legs started to feel like jelly. I thought I was going to collapse. I was freaking out, but at this time I didn't know what this was. I knew I had depression, but I didn't know what this was. I thought I was just ill. I spent most of that day crying and panicking, and then the next day I went into school. I got into school, and then my legs felt like they were going to collapse again. I was just like, no, I can't do this, I've got to go home. Again, I didn't know what this was at the time. Things like this kept happening. I didn't want to do anything, I didn't want to go anywhere. I was scared something was going to happen to me. I would feel sick, dizzy, jelly legs, my heart was racing, I couldn't breathe, and all sorts of symptoms. So eventually I found out that it was anxiety. And since that day I suffered really badly. I didn't want to go to school, I stayed home for most of the time. And it got to a point where I wouldn't leave the house. I was too scared to step out into the garden, let alone go anywhere else. I would have a panic attack every day, maybe even 2 or 3 a day. And it was horrible. I didn't understand. I knew what it was, but I just didn't understand. It felt like it was never going to end. So I ended up missing half a year of school. I missed my first lot of GCSEs, and it sucked. I didn't have a good time at all. I was in counselling, and I had medication, but I was still the same. Nothing was changing until one day I decided, no, I'm not going to be like this anymore. I'm going to step outside. So what did I do? I stepped outside. I didn't panic, I just did it. And I was so happy. You may think it's stupid that I was so happy that I just stepped outside my door. But for not being able to do that for months, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. This is amazing. So from then on, I wanted to feel that again. So I went further, every day, and further. I even walked around the block, and I was ecstatic when I did that. But although I could go outside now, I still couldn't get myself to school, or go to town with my mates, or do anything fun really. So the school year was coming around again. I was going to be in year 11, my last year of school, and of course I didn't want to miss that. So I was like, no, I'm going to do this, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to get my grades this year, I am going to be Megan again. And that's exactly what I did. I just went. That's all it takes, is just go. Even if you're panicking. On my first day I felt so sick and dizzy, I thought I was going to collapse, I was crying all the time, panicking all the time, but I did it. I got there and I got through the day. And once the day was over, I was like, oh my god, I did it. I can do this, I can go to school. And that carried on. Unfortunately, I couldn't be in my normal classes because I'd missed too much from the year before, and there was no way I was going to catch up in class. So I was put into a separate room, which is called PSB, which is Pastoral Support Base, which is basically where they help you get back on track. They help with your life, like your home life and stuff like that. So I did that for the year. I could still like go see my friends at break and lunch, that was fine. So I did my lessons on my own, and then I went and saw my friends at break and lunch. And as time went on, I was like, right, I'm going to go to town. I've done school, I can do this, I'm going to go to town. And what did I do? I went to town. I panicked non-stop, but I did it, I stayed, I got through it. And this carried on for the rest of the year. I just did it. No matter how bad I felt, got up and did it. And once I was there for a while, all these symptoms disappeared. Because I was distracted and I was doing what I wanted to do. The anxiety could not stop me anymore. Now, of course, I still have my bad days. I mean, just the other day I had a panic attack and it was horrible. I still have them quite a lot. But they're more spread out now. So I'll have a few good weeks, and then I'll have a couple bad days, and then I'll have a few good weeks again. So as you can see, I got through it, so that means you can get through it. And my advice would be, just do it. Just get up and do it. It's harder than it sounds, trust me, but once you've took the first step, it'll become easier then on. So when you're having a panic attack, just stop what you're doing, sit down, and breathe. By that I mean breathe slowly, focus on your breathing, and soon you'll stop hyperventilating and the symptoms will disappear along with the panic attack. Panic attacks can only last 20 minutes at a time. Of course you'll probably feel horrible after the panic attack is over. You'll probably be really tired and your eyes may hurt if you cry. Not everyone cries, but if you cry your eyes may hurt. But that's normal. I mean, your body has just gone into full panic mode, it's just used all its energy up, you're going to be tired. If you can, I would suggest taking a little nap. Only a little one, because I should wake up feeling worse. I would also recommend talking to someone. For me, if I was going through a panic attack, I would get my mum, and she would come and talk to me, and that would distract me, and then I would be fine again. This is so important to talk to someone, I cannot stress that enough. If you think you suffer from anxiety, talk to someone. Do not suffer in silence, please. That is the worst thing you could do. You need to talk to someone, and with the right treatment and support and time, you will recover. You will get better. You may still have your day, but you could have like one a year or something like that. It does get better, I promise you. I didn't think it was. I thought I was going to die when I was having my panic attacks. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I thought I was going to faint. I had every symptom possible. I complained about everything, but I am okay. None of those things happened to me. I didn't pass out. I didn't die. I mean, I'm sat here in front of you. Of course I didn't die. I didn't have a heart attack. I didn't have anything that I feared. If you're one of those people who are scared of fainting, like me, I have a phobia of fainting. Here's a bit of advice that a doctor told me. When you're having a panic attack, your blood pressure rises, which makes it impossible to faint. For you to faint, it needs to be low. So when it's high, you are not going to faint. No matter how bad it feels, you won't faint. And you won't be sick, and you won't collapse, and people are not judging you. You may think they are looking at you and judging you and talking about you, but they're not. Honestly, they are not. And you will come across people who say, oh, it's all in your head, just snap out of it. No, you can't just snap out of it. That isn't possible, that's unrealistic. But you can, however, get better in time. So if anyone says things like that to you, ignore them, okay? They don't know what they're talking about because they haven't experienced it. You'll probably find that those who experience it will be better support for you. But there are people who haven't gone through it and are great support, like my mum. She's never been through anxiety, but she is amazing support. So find people who understand and talk to them. And go talk to a GP. And I would recommend maybe setting up some counselling, preferably CBT, which is cognitive behavioural therapy. It looks at your thoughts and your behaviours, and it breaks the cycle. So that is all I'm going to say on that matter today. I've probably missed a few things out, knowing me, but I will cover them in another video. If you would like me to do another video on this, I'll do as many as you want. I am happy to help. You can come talk to me, but I cannot tell you if you have anxiety or not. I'm not a doctor. I could say, maybe it is, but go check first. I cannot diagnose you, but I can support you. I can talk to you. I can give you good coping methods and all that sort of stuff. And please do not suffer in silence. It is not good to do. Even if you just tell me, that's fine. But I would recommend you tell your parents or your partner if you're an adult, or tell a doctor obviously, tell a teacher, tell a work colleague, anyone that you can trust, tell them. Also, please be nice and respectful in the comments. This is a touchy subject for people. You can help each other in the comments, give advice. You can message me on YouTube or Twitter or my Facebook page. It's all linked in the description. If you're new here, subscribe and I will do more of these videos along with my other videos. If you want me to do one on depression, I will. Just let me know. I can only do videos on anxiety, panic attacks and depression because those are the three that I've had experience with. I can't talk about something I haven't had experience with because I don't know how it feels. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped at least one of you. That would make my day if it did. Bye!